In this video, I'll be showing you guys 13 Minecraft manhunt strategies. Some of them I've tested to prove that they work, and some of them are just beta ones, and they're not very good, but these all could work. This is 13 Minecraft manhunt strategies. I hope you enjoy. This took me a long time to make. Enjoy the video. Strategy 1, sand tree trap. Well, you will need sand and shears. So basically, place a bunch of sand on a tree that is concealed. Place as much as you can without it being revealed that there's sand on the tree. This is a beta strategy, so it will not be very good unless it is tested. Then, once the hunters are chasing you, lead them straight to the tree and dump all the sand on them. If you don't have much sand, it won't be effective. Alright, that is strategy 1. On to strategy 2. Strategy 2, flint and steel. While you're running, place flint and steel behind you. Make sure not to catch yourself on fire, so place it at the last possible second so it places behind you. This could really damage the hunters if you do it right. That is flint and steel number 2, on to number 3. If you have lots of extra ender pearls and you have a god apple and the hunters are close on your tail, you're about to die, then do this strategy. Throw ender pearls all around you, and the hunters will get confused on which direction you're going. You eat the god apple because ender pearls do a lot of damage when you land them. So, yes, that is very important, or you'll probably die very easily. If you don't have a god apple, don't do as many ender pearls as this. Once you've basically confused the hunters on where you are, start throwing the ender pearls really far in one direction, and they not only won't know where you are, but they also will have to run super far to catch up to you if they don't have ender pearls of their own. Do not use any ender pearls that you need for crafting Eyes of Ender, because that could seriously slow you down and be beneficial to the hunters. So only use ender pearls if you have lots extra. On to the next strategy. For the next strategy, you want to find a water pit that you can tower out of, and have lots of saplings, preferably acacia or jungle, but it doesn't really matter. And then get in the middle and start towering up. Don't forget to put a little thing around it so you can get up, and then start heading for the skies. It will be useful to bring a fishing rod when you're towering, because the hunters can easily fall off. If you pull them by a fishing rod, it'll be super useful, and you'll be able to take them out. Once you've reached basically the height limit, or almost there, jump. And before you land, bone meal the trees so they grow right before the hunters fall. If a tree is not growing, don't take the time to grow it. And then the hunters will probably die if you did the tree right. This is an epic strategy. On the topic of bone meal, if you have any extra, just spam it on the ground and hopefully grow some too tall grass. The hunters might hit the too tall grass instead of you, which could basically save your life. So yeah, that's a bone meal grass strategy. On to the next one. In the nether, in a warped biome, you'll probably find a bunch of weeping vines, I think they're called. I don't know, warped vines, something like that. These can be very useful to MLG with. They can be placed on any block, and all you have to do is hold down, and it'll break your fall damage. It's such a useful MLG, and if you don't have anything to MLG with in the nether, these are a great opportunity. Just one thing make sure not to do. If you're going down, do not land on the block next to it, or you could basically, you won't be able to break your fall, and that could be fatal. So make sure to be on the block that you place the warp vine on. Also grab as many as you possibly can, so you can do it at any time or multiple times. Here's another example. Next strategy. Put yourself in a 1x1 cobblestone block hole, or if you have obsidian, that would be perfect, so the hunters will have to dig in after you and hopefully break the obsidian. Then dig a few blocks to your right, and then dig up. Hopefully the hunters will still be either breaking the blocks above you or in the blocks above you once you get out. Then if you have to have leaves, start spam placing leaves all over. I'll explain why it's leaves later, but yes, spam place leaves. By the way, this is not a strategy I haven't tested, so it's not very good. So then tower up and place water on top of it so it waterlogs everything, and since leaves can get waterlogged, the water goes in the leaves, which makes it harder for the hunters to break out and more slowly. Then start placing more and more leaves around the water, and maybe some cobblestone too, or a harder block. This could trap the hunters in there and might be able to get you away safely. But this still is a strategy I haven't tested, so I won't be really able to tell. This is another idea strategy. On to the next one. This is probably my best strategy here. Just get doors. And you can place doors behind you while you're facing at the ground. This could totally fool the hunters, and it's a great block trap thing that a lot of Skywars players do. You can basically do this wherever you are on a bridge. You can just place the door in front of you, behind you, and they probably won't have enough time to open it before they go. It's an amazing strategy. Just look down and place a door, and it'll place behind you. It's an amazing strategy, and it can be used basically anywhere that's in the sky. Such a great strategy. That was the door trap strategy. On to the next one. This strategy is unbelievably useful, and it has been tested before, and I can't believe that the hunters actually fall for it. If there's a mountain ahead, just duck down and crouch. The hunter or hunters won't know where you went, and then when they're near, jump up at them and start hitting them. Try to hit them in the direction of off the mountain. This is surprisingly useful. On to the next strategy. I'm not going to show the towering part of this one, but basically you just have to be in a tower. Try to use a fishing rod or a bow to knock the hunters off before, but all you need is a sponge basically. That's all you need, and you can totally trap the hunters. Getting a sponge is hard, but if you do have one, you can totally meme them. So while the hunters are coming up to the top, you can't do this if they're not at the top of your tower. Just try to get them off and make sure there's a water source under. If the hunters are smart, they'll block it off, but if they're not thinking, then they won't. And if it's not blocked off, jump down, and right before you hit the ground, or after you hit the ground, sponge it up, and they will definitely die. No question. Unless they have a water bucket and they're expecting it, they will die. For this next strategy, all you'll need is a ladder and ravine. Jump into the ravine and place the ladder on the side, then place a cobblestone block behind the ladder on the ladder, and it will place behind you, so it stops the hunters from getting on the same ladder. If they don't jump, that would be smarter for them, but if they do, you can totally fool them. Also, if you have 3 ladders on any jumpable space, just try placing 2 blocks like that, and maybe one in the middle to secure it, and you can basically block trap them. Only if you can do that fast, that will work, but that's basically a ladder ravine strategy. On to the next one. This one also involves a ladder. So basically you need to dig a hole down to the absolute bottom, and then put a ladder going up, then dig a hole and go behind and hide behind the ladder, and when they come, place a block on the ladder, and they will be trapped and they will fall down the hole. The video footage is slightly incorrect because I placed the block on the hole, but make sure not to do that. Then anyways, you can just try, if they're still remaining and they didn't fall in, try to crit them out and maybe hopefully kill them and cover them in the hole, because that always works, blocking it off. Yeah. For this last strategy, all you will need is a respawn anchor and some glowstone. While you're running away from the hunters, this can also be used in trap method, but I prefer it like this. Turn around, place a respawn anchor, spam glowstone, or you can place one and go to the side, and then hold it up and blow it up, and this might kill the hunters. You can also do this in a trap form, but yeah, that's basically all it is, so I'll show a little montage here. So guys, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed. This took me a long time to make, so consider subscribing. It won't hurt you, and you can always unsubscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. That was the Fuzzmaster. These are a few 13 Minecraft manhunt strategies. I hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye.